Hello, welcome back. It's Grillenheimer, Transformer TCG stuff. This is an interesting deck. It's got a lot of homemade cards in it. And it apparently I had made this deck for, I don't know who exactly, but played against Buddy, pulled out a Megatron and two Airstrike Patrols. For 9 stars, maybe I should have found a 9-star plane if we have one. Is Acid Storm 9 stars? I can't remember, but this is mainly a blue deck for the most part. So, yeah, having triplicates of your cards is nice, but I really like having a more which is probably, and I may change this book to Primus. I never got to really use it in the game, only as a blue pip card. Never got it in my hand, but I may change this to, since it's a utility, I may change this down to one to attack. For the book's Primus number 1 and number 2, and then depending on what faction your character is that it's on, they're going to get an extra buff, whether it's defense, attack, or focus, or negative defense on this one if you're a Decepticon or Predacon, the Beast War Predacon kind. Well, let's see here. Okay, here's the deck, and it is pretty much 45 card deck. 2 of them are Handheld Blasters, and they're under here. I probably should find another Scan the Vaults or print one out to have 3 of those. I thought they were all in here, but they're not. There's only 2. But this would be a neat deck to have some planes, and a Megatron in some planes. That's why I picked Megatron and 2 small little Airstrike Patrols. So there are 3 star cards in here. We got Even the Score. We have a Bolt of Lightning. And where's the other one? And an Indestructible Sword. That's right. Those are the 3 star cards in here to make it a 25. I didn't win. There's a lot of neat cards here. Like I said, I need to change the Book of Primus to a 1 attack instead of 2 on a utility. But that's neither here or there. It didn't get to see play exactly. But the Scraplets are going to give you basically 1 to attack, and maybe I should just word it that way, even though it shows on here. Let's look at Scraplets real quick. For each Scraplet card played, does -1 defense to the defender, which is basically +1 to attack. When it comes down to it, and when you play a Scraplets, you may play another Scraplets. So. Yeah, you may play another Scraplet card. So you can get 3 out there and hold them out, kind of like War of Attrition. Maybe not Scan the Vaults, but like War of Attrition and some of those other cards. Then it's, an action card, part of that, giving you up to 3 to attack, which is taking 3 cards, which are green, which is the same equivalent as Leap into Battle. Boom. This should not be a big controversy for Scraplets. I think it works well. I think I like it. Having it worded that way makes sense for the function of Scraplets taking off defense. But it basically is adding +1 to attack for your character attacking your opponent. In the meantime, it was a lot of, there's a lot of blue. This is very heavy blue, and you can see that. All the weapons are blue cards except Indestructible Sword. All my armors that I have here are almost all blue, except for Bestial Energon Armor and the 3 Improvised Shields that you want with every deck. There's only 2 utilities. They're both blue cards. You know, 1 shoulder holster and 1 Book of Primus. Only problem is that yeah, it's a utility that, well, for this one, if I was playing the game and I got to play this, it would give +2 to attack instead of 1. But at the same point, it is living weapon Megatron. I had, what did I have on him? I had an Indestructible Sword. I could have that on his utility side. I mean, really. +2 to attack from the utility side because it's living weapon Megatron. So, anyway. But I ended up getting Megatron decked out and able to play a Battle Ready, which, I mean, I had a big attack near the very end of 19 attack. Buddy was playing an Astro Train in Brunt, in homemade stratagem for Astro Train, which basically gave him like 3+ health and something with an upgrade, which was pretty neat. And he thought he lost. And once we finally added everything up, Astro Train was all that was left in the field. Astro Train had what, 2, maybe 3 health left. My Megatron had 1. So that was not the last turn of the game, or the last attack of the game. He got to attack and he took out Megatron. And by that point, I think, I can't remember where I was in my part of my deck, but I did not, despite all this blue, I did not flip blue. I mean, I did, but it wasn't healthy. And this is not giving you much tough, except for, yeah, they're shell shocked, which I really like, and a lot of people on Facebook like that too. Let's see, when one of your Decepticons defends, give your defender tough 1 for each opponent's character in the field. So, you know, if he only had 1 or 2, if I got to have played this and I didn't get to, I did get the Airstrike Patrol, did get this because I don't think I ever flipped them. So, yeah, they got the defense off of all my blue plane pips here. Zone defense, which I could not use because he was not a car. I could not do 2 damage to a car because my opponent was not a car. And I was able to get that blue. I was able to get this blue. I was able to get these 2 blues on the secret air attack in Decepticon Surveillance. So that was exciting. I may have lost, but it was a very exciting game. It was very fun. It came down to the wire. Really, really fun. Let's see here. And I got to use my ancient Scraplet Scimitar because it was all I had in my hand at one point. A blue boat and a green pip. Which it came down to, I forgot who I was attacking. Their base defense was only 2, so it only gave 2 to attack. This, I can't remember if I had this in his utility slot or his in one of Megatron's slots, because in bot mode he has to be in bot mode, and you can add any weapon on him for the most part. Laser Cutlass, I only have 1 of them, and you notice I don't have triplicates of stuff. I really like being able to have a lot of options, and that's why I like not regulating myself to only 40 cards. Yeah, we've got 3 Improvised Shields, 3 Handheld Blasters, 3 Scraplets. I should have 3 Scan the Vaults. I do have 1 Mission Briefing, and it's my newer one with some Beast War image on there. 2 escape routes, and that's really about it. I don't know, maybe my decks would be tighter, might be a little better, might have more punch if I did have less individual little cards in here, like the bigger they are. Of course, Bolt of Lightning is a star card. 1 Equipment Enthusiast, 1 Battle Ready, Head-On Collision, Mission Briefing, Zone Defense, Inferno Breath, Leap into Battle. I even have a security checkpoint in here, guys, mainly for the blue. And so there's like a good, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 secret action cards in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are blue. There's not a whole lot of white in here either. Legendary Stormfall Sword is also, which is hard to see because it's giving me a glare. Blue pit for planes. It all came into play with the airstrike patrol. It was great. It was fun. And so if you can't, and I've gotten a little bit of flack for some of my cards. Oh, that's too strong. Oh, that's too strong. And I just want to say, okay, if it's so strong, why am I losing all the time? But yeah, I may have lost against Buddy, who was kind of complaining about his deck because he wasn't pulling the right cards he wanted, and I did get a couple of good swings despite having a mostly blue deck here. But it was just fun. I lost, but let me tell you, it was fun. It came down to the wire. And after like 5 times of doing a trick he was trying to do with a field communicator or something like that, with the specialist card, I think with Astro Train, he finally got what he was trying to do, which took him a while. So it's all in the deck. But I mean, boy, it was just fun. And that's why, the only reason why I'm really even going over this weird, mostly homemade deck. It was fun. It was fun. I've got some Energon Hustler cards here. I've got an Arc card or two, I think. A lot of my stuff from Ancient Scraplet Scimitar, the Cybertronium Dirk gun from my Marina War stuff, Legendary Stormfall Sword, which is always fun to throw in with airplane deck, Bestial Energon Armor, Muted number 5 Energon Armor, Codebreaker, which is always neat to have. And if I could find more of my stuff, I'm kind of in disarray, guys. And Turnabout Snare, that's not mine. I think this is the Arc. No, that's Energon Hustlers. Decepticon Surveillance. That's one of mine also from my Marina Wars set. Secret Air Attack is one of mine that I did as well, which is, pretty neat. 3 Scraplet cards. Bigger they are. Is that Arc? No, also Energon Hustlers. Well, what do you know? Okay, Scan the Vaults or Arc cards. Okay, I knew there was something that was from the Arc. In my Zone Defense, yada, yada, yada. So, if you're making cards, have fun with it. If you lose, you'll learn something from it. If you don't, keep going and keep trying and keep testing and see what works. I feel like some of this works. And yes, I am going to make one change. I'm going to make Books of Primus number 1 and 2. They're both utilities because they are a thing. And I changed the key of Vector Sigma after collaborating with the big boys on Discord. That the key of Vector Sigma is now a weapon. It's not a utility. And originally I had 2, 2, and 2. It was Bold 2, Pierce 2, and 2 to attack. And it was a utility card. And I made it a Decepticon card because it just seemed very fitting. Well, since I'm not in the card making business, I guess, despite half of this, let's see here. I'm not exactly in the card making business per se, despite all of this, like I said, but I've done a lot. I have made a lot of cards trying to add this stuff to the game. I'm not official. Let me give you a hint. Nobody is official. The Arc is not official. They're just well tested. Energon Hustlers is not official. They're just well tested. Bayformers is not official. I mean, my stuff may not be as tested as well as theirs. I'm constantly changing stuff. I'm not Alpha Trion Protocols either. Everything they put out, they ensure that it is balanced and tournament ready. And I just want to have fun. I just want to keep the game going. And so, do I feel like I'm part of these guys? And yeah, I do. I'm not being arrogant, but yeah, I do. Because just like them, I'm simply trying to continue the game. You know? And I really just enjoy the game. It's fun. I got junk everywhere. I got cards everywhere. And I got more coming. I've got more coming. And the more I finally get to play, the more I make, the more I create, the more I realize I think there's more opportunities here to do things, to not exactly break the game, but maybe bend the game. Like I said, I've been talking with the big boys on Discord. I think it's collaborating is kind of a big word for that. I wouldn't say that, but a lot of good help since the custom page on Facebook. I won't say it's dead. It's just not as active as it used to be, as it was at the beginning of the year. So there's that. But what do you think? I just kind of showed a deck here for the heck of it. Gosh, I kind of look like the Lazy Eyebrow reviewer, but I'm not. I'm not Canadian. But what do you think about all this? I'm normally not very good at deck building. I'm not. Let me tell you, I'm not. But when it comes down to the game itself, you just got to have fun. You just got to have fun. Originally, I did make a lot of story-based cards. I want to go back to those, maybe refine those, with this and the stratagem and being able to take your opponent's matrix and put it on your Decepticons, and having the Autobots be able to get their matrices back. A lot of back and forth with some of the cards, just for the fun of it. Even if that's not part of the meat of the game. And some of the people I play to win. They don't want to storytell. They don't want to reenact exactly. And I can understand that too. So a lot of this I test and trial by myself through mock games, 2 full teams, 2 full decks. And it's not always easy. But it is oddly still fun. There's not exactly a satisfaction of, woo, I won! Because, yeah, you're playing a card game by yourself. But there's something very satisfying to Transformers to TCG. I can't explain it, but it's just I like the technicality. The wording makes sense. The imagery is just great. A lot of the artwork is really good, whether Buddy and I are finding images online or I'm getting screenshots from all the different shows on Tubi or wherever. So, I just have fun. So I just want to say thanks for watching. Thanks for following if you made it this long. And as always, have a blessed day. And if you like this video, throw some scraplets at the like button, and we'll catch you next time. And as always, Rasminator have headache in his body.